Hello everyone and welcome to a new episode of StarCraft 2 Study. This time we are going to continue our journey of Nerchio, Zerg vs Terran, and in the last episode of this StarCraft 2 study we actually studied the build order that Nerchio did in Zerg vs Terran, and he does in Zerg vs Terran still. And in this part actually we will be seeing me playing, and I'm actually going to play a game myself. Let's actually just open up a game on Cloud Kingdom LE, just the same map as Nerchio plays on. Let's just add no opponent at all. I'm just gonna play with myself. In a socially accepted manner, I'm going to play with myself, and this is going to be a Zerg vs Terran. I'm going to assume it's a Zerg vs Terran. I'm going to practice the build order that Nerchio does in Zerg vs Terran. So in the last video we actually saw the exact build order that he does, and yeah, it's really important that you actually practice a build order before you put it into use, because, well, there's always a couple of things that you have to keep in mind. For example, there's some timings that might seem clear when you're actually watching a replay, but as soon as you are executing the build yourself, it might turn out to be kind of tough to actually do. So, as you can hear by the clicking of my keyboard, I'm playing this live as I'm talking, so bear with me when I make some mistake. It's kind of tough to actually talk and play at the same time. Oh well. So let's talk about the first part of the video, about the build order. I'm going to open up with a 9 Overlord, just like Nerchio does, and I'm going to follow it up with a 14 hatchery. Of course, you gotta imagine my opponent is right here. He is a Grandmaster level Terran. He's right here, and we have to play to our best capabilities, not allowed to make any mistakes, and we are going to assume that, just like in the replay that Nerchio played in, we are going to assume he opens up with a 1-Rex expand. So the reason why I'm not playing against an opponent just yet is because I don't wanna limit myself to thinking about what my opponent does. I wanna focus purely on just the build order alone, because, well, that is just going to be the most solid foundation for any kind of play, and it's very important to just open up a game without an opponent and just do it like this. So I'm going to open up just like I'm getting a text message, just like Nerchio did. I'm going to open up with a 14 hatchery right now, followed up by a 15 spawning pool, 17 gas and 17 overload, just exactly what Nerchio does. And I'm going to try and find out what quirks there are in this kind of play. And I'm just throwing my just throwing my phone on my bed because it's ringing. So not going to worry too much about my overlord placement. I'm just gonna set it somewhere. Not too important is this kind of stuff. Just wanna basically follow the build order, and that's pretty much it. There we go. 14 hatch, 15 spawning pool, followed up by a 70 gas, and yeah, there we go, 70 gas. Followed up by a 17 Overlord. So I'm gonna make one more drone before I actually start an Overlord, and then I'm gonna start my Overlord. So if you don't realize it anymore, if you forgot the build order, it should be in the description of this video. If I wasn't too stupid to actually forget putting it in, but yeah, it should be in the description of this video. So I'm gonna make one more drone, and actually, just like Nerchio does, I'm gonna transfer about 5 drones as soon as my hatchery finishes. So there you got 5 drones, gonna spread them just like Nerchio did on the different mineral patches. And I'm actually not, no, I have to start. Okay, this is one of the quirks already. You want to start the queen in the natural, but your most standard opener is actually by getting a queen first in the main. So first start the queen in your natural, make 2 drones, then start the queen in the main. And at 25 he makes another overlord. So I'm gonna make one more drone, and right now I'm going to go up and get about 20, yeah, there are 25 overlord. I'm gonna pull off drones at 100 gas. So there we go, 100 gas is mined. And yep, there we go. So right now I'm doing pretty nicely on the build order. I gotta say it's going pretty good, pretty well. I don't want to oversaturate myself though, so I'm gonna get this overlord of my queen out already. Wait for this first inject to pop off, and then I'm gonna make another queen. Also gonna make one set of Zerglings just like Nerchio, and I'm gonna inject with my second queen. Then I'm gonna make a second overlord at 31 supply, and just gonna send it somewhere, and I'm gonna send the Zerglings just to the second watchtower. Not gonna worry about them too much because, well, mostly want to focus on the build order. Right now I'm gonna re-rally everything to my natural because, well, it just got way less drones, and right now my first inject pops off and I start a queen just like Nerchio does. So more and more drones going down. And there we go. Second inject is indicating that I need that I need to add drones back into gas. And about 5 minutes and 20-ish or 6 minutes, I want to start a spine crawler. So that's right now. And as soon as this third queen pops, I'm going to add a second gas in my natural. So there we go. Well, it's about to pop anyway. It's a little bit sloppy right there, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. Gotta get another Overlord up, as well as use this queen to lay down a creep tumor. So right now, the next important point that I have to keep in mind is that I have to take double evolution chamber around 100 gas. There we go. Gonna put drones into gas a little bit prematurely, but that's okay. Those should be there just now. And around the 7-minute mark, I want to be able to actually get a hatchery up. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually keep the injects going, get a hatchery up around the 7-minute mark. Of course, I'm still scouting my opponent in a real game, but not going to worry about that too much. Gonna put down a second creep tumor. There we go. And I'm gonna start +1 armor as well as +1 attack as soon as I can. There we go. And yep, looking pretty good right now. Gonna add a few more drones in my main. Also gonna start a Roach warrant as well as 2 more gases, just like Nerchio does. And around the 7th minutes or 8-minute mark, 7.5, 8-minute mark, I want to start my lair. So just about now, let's start my lair up. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So right now I just want to keep making stuff. Basically put my drones into gas and wait for my Roach warrant to finish, which is the point that I'm first gonna start producing units. So right now it looks like I have to save up a little bit of minerals, else I won't be able to make the 7 roaches like Nerchio does. So what I'm going to do is actually make no drones at this point in time. Mostly just gonna focus on getting stuff. So there my Roach warrant is finishing, and I'm gonna make as many roaches as I can. There we go. Having about, that is 9 roaches, so that's pretty good. Looking pretty solid right there. So I'm gonna transfer a few drones because I think my base is about to finish. There we go. Base is already finished. Also gonna start another queen in this base. And yeah, that's looking all pretty solid, I gotta say. So what happens when my lair finishes, which is just about now? Well, I'm gonna get a infestation pit up. Just like Nerchio. And there we go, it is finished, as well as the roach speed upgrade, as well as more and more upgrades as soon as my +1/+1 finishes. Also gonna start the gases in my natural, or in my third base rather. Transfer a few drones actually to my third, because well, it's going to be a very important thing to do. And I actually have 2 little drones right here, so I'm gonna create a few more. So right now we are just waiting for my Terran opponent to actually push out. Of course he isn't, because he's not there, but yeah, you get what I mean. So right now I haven't made too many mistakes actually. I think I'm gonna start +2 armor as well as +2 attack. And as soon as this infestation pit finishes, I'm going to get the upgrade on it while putting drones into gas. There we go. Let's get the upgrade, as well as another base like Nerchio relatively early. I think Nerchio actually started this base a little bit earlier than mine. We would have to go back into the replay and actually check that out if that's true or not. But right now, just gonna keep injecting, keep everything going, and keep spreading creep. So as you can see, I'm already making a lot of mistakes right now. So there's actually a lot that you can work on while doing this build. I'm going to get a few units up, as well as a hive right about now. I got a few investors at, and it turns out I'm kind of gas starved at the moment. So my gut feeling is actually that I should get those gases in my third a little bit earlier. I haven't paid too much attention on that in my first video, and I should go back and actually check out what he does in that situation. Right now I also started my Spire, if you might have noticed, and I also started my Hive upgrade right now. First infestor should be out any moment right now. I'm gonna get a few more infestors. I don't know exactly what infestor or how many infestors Nerchio got in his game, but I should also go back and check that out as well. So right now I'm gonna make a few drones to go into the base at the fort. Gonna send a few drones into gas already. Actually made a little bit of a mistake right there. Putting drones into each of them. And I should be probably moving my 8th queen about to the point where I can start injecting with it. So there we go. Looking pretty good right here. And yeah, now Hive is about to be finished and the game becomes incredibly specific at this point in time. We can actually just continue and get a few Broadlords up and maybe see what else it should be going on in Zergland. But at this point in time it becomes incredibly game specific. So I'm gonna start the Adrenal Glands upgrade because Adrenal Glands is awesome on Zerglings. Gonna actually need a few more drones in my main base at this point in time, but yeah, looking very good right there. Going to start my greatest Spire as well as +3/+3, because turns out Spire finishes about the time that that my Hive finishes as well as +2/+2, so I can keep upgrading my stuff. So right now, going to actually put down a creep tumor right there because I forgot that part. And as you can notice already in this game, even though I'm playing and talking at the same time, there's a lot of mistakes that I'm making. And I'm about high master level Zerg player, and there's still a lot of mistakes that I'm making at this point in time without even having an opponent. So what I would do when you are practicing a build order like this is actually go ahead and just go into a game, load up on a game without an opponent, and just practice the hell out of a build order. Try to get your questions answered. For example, how many infestors should I get? When should I start the gases at my 3rd base? How many drones should I get spread across all bases? When should I get all those drones to my 4th base? Or should I just transfer drones from my main to my 4th base? That's all things that you have to keep in mind. That is very important to actually go back into a game and check out what happened and what questions or what answer there are for your question. So right now, yeah, I'm gonna start some Broadlords as well as fill up the rest of my supply with more Zerglings. And at this point in time, I'm about to finish the Adrenal Glands upgrade as well as +3/+3, as well as going to start my greatest Spire upgrades right there. Going to get a 2nd Spire up because I think that's what Nerchio does. And at this point in time, well, we played a pretty solid game. Probably should have taken our 5th base a little bit earlier, but yeah, that's all stuff that you have to be game specific about, or that you should go back and actually check out what Nerchio does himself. So I hope you learned something from this video. Once again, my recommendation would actually be go into a game and just open up a custom game and practice the hell out of this. Play some of your favorite music and just start practicing until you feel like you've mastered this kind of strategy. And as you can see, well, there's so much to work on. As you can see, my creep spread is kind of terrible at this game, and one of the easiest things to actually let slip up, that I am really easy to slip up with, is actually queen inject. So that is the one thing that I'm working on. Also, I would recommend that once you are practicing this kind of build, you would just take one step at a time. So you would focus on queen injects first, and then maybe add creep spread later to it, because, well, it's just too much to handle at once. I've already tried this build order a bunch of times, and of course, it will just get a lot harder as soon as you add and reroll opponents. So that's pretty much it. Right now, I'm maxed. I got a pretty good saturation going. Going to start my bank pretty solidly with 4k minerals right there, and then, well, it's 2k gas. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys learned something from this video, and I hope you will actually open up a custom game yourself. Start practicing the build order. Once again, the build order is in the description of this video. And yeah, I hope you will become a better StarCraft 2 player. So, want to thank you all for watching. Have a great day, and hopefully you will be a pro at Zerg vs Terran yourself relatively quickly. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye!